Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see very important articles that appeared in our today's newspaper. First of all, I'll let you know important topics of the day, and later we are going to see each and every topic from prelims and as well as mains point of view, and I'll let you know how question can be asked from that area, and I'll be giving you prelims practice questions at last, guys, so that you can understand how questions can be asked from that area. Okay, let's get started. See the topics of the day. The first article, it is about 21 dead in Delhi fire, foreigners among victims. This article is talking about fire accident in Delhi and many people were died. So here you may get a mains based question related to fire accidents in India, and this topic is important from disaster management from GS paper 3. And next topic is US moots 12.5% tariff on India for failure to enforce forced labor regulations. This article is talking about tariffs of US which is imposed on Indian goods. The major reason they are citing is because of forced labor in our country. And this topic is important from GS paper 2 on international relations, and even from economy from GS paper 3 also we can see this topic. And next topic is contaminated water supply. 50 taken ill in Ahmedabad. So here this article is talking about contamination of water in pipelines which is supplied by the government to people. Because of this contamination, many got ill. And this topic is important from governance point of view from GS paper 2. And next topic is Russia delivers 4th squadron of S-400 air defense system. This article is talking about S-400 Triumph missile system. So this article is important from defense and as well as science and technology from GS paper 3. And next topic is base and framework. In our last class we discussed about IIP. There is slowdown of industrial production because of change of base year. Again, there is one editorial related to that in our newspaper, and it is important from economy. Okay, now read this title, guys. Come on. What it says, 21 dead in Delhi fire, foreigners among victims. So what is the keyword? Keyword is fire accident, right? Is that the first time this kind of accident happened in our country? No. Can you tell me examples of recent fire accidents? Recently in Charminar region, one fire accident. Next, whole city. Yes, so every year if you continuously follow, religiously follow Hindu newspaper, at least 6 to 7 incidents of fire we can see, right? So if UPSC wants to ask a question on this, on which area UPSC can ask, because you know like how questions can be asked in mains. Now tell me guys, how UPSC can form or frame a question on this topic in mains? Because disaster management is there only for your mains, not for prelims, right? There is no chance of getting question related to like prelims. So there is a chance of getting question related to mains because it is happening frequently in our country. Now tell me, if UPSC asks a question, in which areas it can ask a question? Causes, next measures, next government initiatives. Yes. So here if UPSC wants to ask a question on this, the question can form in this way. In India, there is increasing incidence of fire accidents. In the light of this statement, discuss causes and measures. So like that UPSC can ask you a question on this. So this topic is entirely important from your mains point of view. And if you want to write an answer for that kind of question, what can you add as a value added content? Can you draw a map? Yes. So you can draw a map of India, and from last 1 year in which areas this kind of incident happened, you can show it on a map. For example, Delhi, Hyderabad, Mumbai. In these areas, recently fire accidents happened. So what will be the title of that map? Fire accident prone areas in our country. Are you understanding? In this way you can use map. Okay, that is a one value added point. And the next one here is you can add examples. Whatever the data you are representing in map, you can write that data as value added content. And next one is, if possible, you can collect data of fire accidents in our country and you can also use that. So this will be your value added content. Okay, now let us see this topic in detail. Around 21 people died. In that 21 people, even foreign nationals, means foreigners also are there. And where this fire accident happened? In South Delhi's Malviya Nagar in one hotel. In one hotel, this fire accident erupted, and in this fire accident, around 21 people died. Not only Indians, even foreigners died. Okay. Now here what you have to see about fire safety framework in India. That means what is the framework came up by the government of our country to control fires in India. So on this also UPSC can ask you a question. In the light of this statement, what is the fire regulation framework in India? Discuss. They may ask causes, they may ask measures. Okay, like that they can ask different levels. So now let us see each and everything. So if you see about the legal framework, in our constitution, fire services comes under which list? State list. So you know, in how many schedules we have? 12 schedules. In that 12 schedules, 7th schedule of Indian Constitution talks about 3 lists. What are those 3 lists? 7th schedule of Constitution talks about 3 lists. First one is Union list, State list, concurrent list. So what is this talks about? It talks about division of power between central government and state government. So in union list, whatever the subjects are there, it is the responsibility of central government to make laws on these subjects. Whatever the subjects comes under this, state government can make laws, not central government. And whatever the subjects comes under this concurrent list, central government and state government both has the power to make the laws. And if you see, this fire safety comes under which list? State list. That means each and every state have the power to make laws on this fire safety. In our constitution, 7th schedule is talking about this fire safety. This is one legal provision which is present in our country. If you see here, it says that fire safety falls under state list. And because of this now, states and municipalities are responsible for what? Fire prevention and fire safety enforcement at the state level. At the state level, we have municipalities and state government. They are responsible for handling this kind of fire accidents in our country. That is the first legal provision. And this one is we have National Building Code 2016. Government of India came up with this National Building Code. That is nothing but whenever we are constructing the buildings. So what are the rules and regulations we have to follow? Okay, so if you have seen that movie Game Changer, in that movie Ram Charan is district collector. He will be going for inspection of one mall and he will be seizing one mall. Can you recall that idea? Yes, that scene represents this only, National Building Code. So that building has not built according to National Building Code related to ventilation, fire safety norms. So because of that, in that movie they showed that if you are not following this building code, obviously that building will be seized. Okay, so even our government of India came up with this National Building Code of 2016, which mainly provides about the fire safety related to the buildings. It talks about fire prevention, building design, safety, firefighting systems for buildings. So here, whatever the buildings which had been constructed after this 2016, they have to follow this National Building Code for sure. And next one is state level fire laws also there. Okay, so here this National Building Code also recommends the states to come up with their own laws related to that states. And this one here is even Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs released model building bylaws, which is focusing on essential fire safety in the buildings. So these are the legal provisions which are present in our country, which are focusing on preventing this fire accidents in our country. Okay, and now let us see what are the reasons. What are the reasons here? Yes, we have building codes, we have fire safety norms, but they will be not implemented at the ground level. That is a major reason why we are having this kind of accidents. So first one here is weak enforcement of laws. And next one here is hazardous material mismanagement. If there is any building, if that building is used for commercial purpose, for example, if they are doing business of flammable materials, if they are not following this proper rules and regulations related to safety, storage, obviously that will lead to fire. And this one here is short circuits. Recently in Charminar, entire that complex was under fire and huge loss which happened because of that fire in Charminar, because that entirely complex will sell which goods? Cloths, textiles. So what happened was, like, whenever there is overload, whenever there is short circuit, obvious that will lead to fire. So that is also one important reason. And not only that, even recently in whole city, because of the short circuit related fire, entire that family members were died. Around 17 members of single family along with children, they died in that incident. And this one is, if we are not having proper escape routes, then what happened? We cannot escape from that kind of fire and we will succumb in that fire. That is also one important reason. Okay, next one is regulatory gap. So these are the major reasons why frequent fire accidents are happening in our country. And now think, imagine you are a district collector and in your area this kind of fire accidents are more frequent and there is increased pressure on you to take some steps to control this fire accident. And people are also like not satisfied, they are also in anger and they are also doing protest before your office. What will you do? What will be your action? Are you understanding my question? So in that way you may get case study in your GS paper for ethics this time. This time you may get ethics case study on fire accidents case, because it is seen highly in news. So you have to make a content on that. And today I will be giving you case study on this. Try to write answer for that case study. Then you will be getting some idea like how you have to answer case studies. Clear? Okay, now guys, now you guys tell me what can be done. What kind of measures we can take? What kind of measures will you suggest to control this kind of accidents in future or to prevent accidents in future? Come on, think and tell me. What can you do? Creating awareness of what? Proper inspection and audits. Next. And recently also in one area, entire that village which is made up of huts had been under fire, entire 200 huts because of short circuit. Can you recall that article? I showed you image also of that. Because of this kind of incidents, of course you may get a question in mains. Now tell me, what suggestions can you give? Inspections, audits, awareness of what? Okay, what are the do's and don'ts? Okay, next. What are those preventive measures? Safety measures, what are those? If fire is going on, like what we will use to put off the fire. So we have to ensure about the use of fire extinguisher, and many don't know like how to use that also. First of all, we have to give training about how to use that fire extinguisher. Next, what about electric circuits? What can you do? Short circuits. We have to change the wiring system regularly, no? Next, what can we do more? Okay, I'll tell you the measures. The first one is we have to ensure proper fire safety audits, proper inspections, and we have to increase accountability of officers. First, most important thing. And this one is community awareness and participation. Like government has to ensure fire prevention programs. Like recently we did drills, right? Mock drills. Whenever this Operation Sindoor was going on at that time. In the same way, we have to identify the vulnerable areas where this kind of incidents are happening repeatedly. In that areas, we have to conduct some mock drills so that we can enhance awareness to people like how they have to come out of that situation. And next one is we have to include technology integration like AI based hazard identification risk assessment. Especially we can create some mobile applications, and through that mobile applications we can give alerts to the people. And next one here is secure funding. We need to introduce even fire tax for upgrading our equipment and infrastructure also. So if government is coming up with separate tax called as fire tax, obviously it will be having funds to provide proper safety and security for the people. So these are the measures we can take to control this kind of fire accidents in our country, guys. Okay, see this next article. US moots 12.5% tariff on India for failure to enforce forced labor regulations. Read out the title and tell me what are the keywords that you can identify in this title. First one is tariff. Yes, next. Forced labor. Next, any other things? Okay. Now tell me what is the meaning of this title? What do you understand by this title? Because of forced labor exports relation. Okay, first tell me what is the meaning of forced labor? What is the meaning of forced labor? Labor means workers simply. Okay, what is the meaning of forced labor? Okay, we are forcing them, we are coercing them by using force or anything. We are making them to work. That is called as forced labor. So what happens in this forced labor? Will people get proper wages? May or may not. Companies will provide minimum wages and they will make them to get maximum profit. Yes or no? If they are reducing the amount to be paid on these labors, obviously the profit maximization happens or not? Yes, they are focusing on profit maximization. Okay. So then what happens here? So here I'll give you a scenario. I'll give you a simple example to make you understand this concept. You know now forced labor. And in that forced labor, company may give or may not give the wages to the workers. Okay. Imagine there is a company. I'm taking India here. Imagine there is a company in India which is using forced labor and producing any product example. Example of any product. Huh? Okay, let us take pens. You will use this pens now. Okay, let us take a company using forced labor and producing pen. And in this forced labor, let us consider they are not giving or giving minimum wages. If they are giving minimum wages or not giving wages, then what about the cost of production of this pen? More or less? Cost of production of this pen in India which is using forced labor, more or less? Yes, less. Okay, this is one scenario. This is one scenario. Understood this? So there is one company using forced labor producing pens and the cost of production is less in this company. See, I am changing pen. Let us take US. In US there is one company. It is producing same pens, but they are not using forced labor and they are giving decent salaries or decent wages. For whom? They are giving decent wages for this labor. Then what about the cost of production here? Increase or decrease? Increase. This is a second scenario. Now we are exporting these pens to US. In US there is one mart. Any name of the mart in US? Okay, there is one shopping mall or mart. To this mart, our Indian pens are going and US pens are also going. For example, let us take Indian pen cost is 5 rupees because of low cost of production. Imagine. And here the pen cost is 10 rupees. And they are having same quality, blue pen only, durable, 0.7 nib, same quality, same kind of quality. If this 5 rupees pen is going to this US mart and even 10 rupees pen of US is going to that US mart, which pen will be having more demand? Indian pens will have more demand. Indian pens will be sold more. Then who will be getting losses? Indian companies getting loss or like US companies getting loss? Okay, now US company is getting loss. Is it distorting the trade or not? Yes. So because of using of forced labor, the cost of production is less and it is affecting US market. US domestic industries are getting affected. So it leads to distortion of trade. Because of this now US started imposing tariff on Indian goods. Are you understanding now? This is the scenario. This is that article. Okay, now here, now what happened? US is imposing tax. Tax is nothing but tariff on Indian goods which are produced by using forced labor because it is distorting US market. Understood? Is the story clear? See the title now again. US moots means US imposes 12.5% tariff on India for failure to enforce forced labor regulation. Government of India is not properly imposing this forced labor regulation. Because of this forced labor, Indian companies are producing more goods with a low cost of production, and if they are exporting the same goods to US goods are more costly compared to that of Indian goods. It is distorting US market. So because of this now, US is imposing tariffs on Indian goods where they are using this forced labor. That is this article. Clear? Any doubt? No, right? Okay, now let us see here. This article is saying that US trade representative has proposed 12.5% of additional taxes. Tariff is nothing but additional taxes on imports from 54 countries, and even India is one country among them. Why? What is the reason they said? They are saying that because of this forced labor, the cost of production in India is less. Because of this, we want to impose tariff on Indian goods. That is the meaning, guys. And now you guys tell me. Now, US is imposing what? Tax on Indian goods. Now, what is the impact on India? Do we have any impact? What will be the impact? Earlier Indian pen is rupees 5. If they are adding 12.5%, then what happened? Obviously, the cost of the pen will be increased. No. Now tell me what will be the impact on Indian economy. Are you understanding my question? In that way only UPSC will ask question in mains. Now tell me what will be the impact. Come on, speak out. Yes, our exports will be reduced. Why exports will be reduced? If Indian pen is rupees 10, US pen is rupees 10. Obviously, US pen will be having more demand. Because of this, our exports will be reduced. If our exports will be reduced, then what will be the consequences? Yes, production decreases. Next, employment decreases. Okay, GDP decreases. Next, yes, forex reserves decreases. Transportation. Poverty increases. Export decreases, we wrote first. Decreases. Okay, poverty increases and increased burden on government. So all these will be the impact. Now tell me guys, what measures we can take now? What India can do now? What India can do? Will we sit silent? What we have to do? Yes. What are the steps we can take now? First one is US and India can sit and they can talk. It is called as negotiations or a dialogue. Okay. We can do negotiations or dialogue related to this. Next, if they accept, it's okay. If they don't accept, what can we do? We need to have plan B also, no? Tell me. Yes, we can export to other countries. If not US, we have many 180 more countries, 190 more countries are there. Why we have to stop here only? We can reach other countries. Yes, okay. We can increase our trade with other countries. Next, we have to go for free trade agreements, or we have to improve bilateral relations with other countries to chase other country markets. Next, Inka. Okay, even government can also take steps on forced labor. Why? Because forced labor is not right. Even in the Constitution of India also, it is prohibiting forced labor. Which article talks about forced labor? Article 23 and Article 24 talks about rights against exploitation, which comes under our fundamental rights. So government has to impose proper forced labor laws. Okay, like that you can write some steps. 4 or 5 is enough, because if they are giving like 3 to 4 sub questions for 10 marker, you know how much you have to write. Yesterday we saw practically in our class. Okay, so like this you have to think. In any book, whatever you read, all these points will not be there. That you have to develop by your thinking process only. Okay, so this will be like mains based question case. Okay, impact I said. See this next topic is, read out the title. Contaminated water supply. 50 taken ill in Ahmedabad. The key word of this topic is contamination of drinking water. What is meaning of contamination? I think from your childhood onwards you might have listened this contamination of water, contamination of food. What is the meaning of contamination? What is the meaning of contamination? Online students, tell me in the comment box. Is that fresh food or impure food? What will be added in that if it has to be said contamination? It may be chemicals, it may be microorganisms, it may be any other additives, right? So contamination is nothing but mixing of the food or water with unwanted substances. Then that is called as contamination. Okay, now this article is talking about contamination of drinking water. And this is not the first time. Recently in Maharashtra also, this kind of things happened and many people died, and that led to public outcry. That happened in 2025 only, in the month of December. And now again one more incident in month of May 2026. Will UPSC give this question or not? Because you are responsible for District Disaster Management Authority. If this is causing loss of life of people, is that considered a disaster or not? That means you have to involve and you have to ensure to take steps to prevent this problem in future or to alleviate the problem, right? That means you can expect a question on this for sure 100% in your ethics case study or in your mains case. In your mains from GS paper 2 or else in ethics, this time you can expect case study on fire accidents, and second foremost topic here is contaminated water. Okay, how UPSC can give you a case study? You are a district collector. In your area, sewage water mixed with drinking water, and supply of that contaminated water happen in your area. Children, elderly, adults, everyone consumed that water. After that, they got ill and they admitted in the hospital. And many people are severely ill and many were died. And people started protesting before your office. Then what will be your action? Okay, choose the correct action. What will you choose, and what are the measures that you can take in future to control this kind of incidents? Like that, they may give you ethics case study, right? Even ethics, they may ask you in prelims also. This time they ask 3 questions, no? Next time they may ask 6. Who knows? Yes. And in mains, in GS paper 2, how can they give question is, contaminated water is a serious problem in our country, especially in urban areas. Discuss the reasons, suggest some measures. Like that, they may ask you a mains based question. Now tell me guys, what are the causes for contamination of this water? That to drinking water. This is the basic idea, right? Come on, tell me why this contamination of water happens. Plastic waste accepted. Next. Especially this drinking water is mixed with drainage water. Yes, that happened in this case, and even earlier case also. Drinking water mixed with drainage water, and you can imagine. And even people continuously complained about the smell of the water. But even the authorities didn't took any step in earlier case, and many were died here. Okay, now tell me guys, what are the causes? Okay, first if you see the causes or reasons, first one is aging of pipelines. If they had been laid like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, how many years it will be durable, right? So aging of the pipelines. Because of this aging, that will leads to leakage. If leakage is happening, soil may be mixed and drainage water may be mixed. Nearby, if there are any agriculture waste, that may be mixed. If there is any dumping yard nearby, that may be mixed, right? So first foremost reason is aging and leaking of infrastructure. And next one is inadequate wastewater treatment. If you are not properly treating the wastewater, and if this wastewater is moving nearby this water pipeline, obviously there may be high chance of mixing with that. And next one is industrial and urban runoff, like factories, vehicles, constructions, commercial waste, discharge, heavy metals, oil and plastics, which can seep into the groundwater, and they can cause this contamination of groundwater. And if we are extracting that water and if you are sending, then obviously it will lead to contamination of water. And if you know about microbial contamination, like if you are not even cleaning our tanks, if you have seen your overhead tanks, what we'll see? Green color algae. Yes. So even if you are not maintaining the proper tanks where we are storing this water also, there is a high chance of microbial contamination. So these are the major reasons for the contamination of water. And what will be the impacts, guys? What happens if you drink this contaminated water? First will be vomitings, fever, you know this diarrhea, right? Diarrhea, cholera can happen. And this one is obviously, if we are admitting in the hospital because of the severe health problems, that will lead to increased economic burden on the family, right? That will be like unplanned budget. I will ask you one question. Whenever we are planning the monthly budget, will we add about health expenses in that budget in the family? These will be like unexpected. So that will lead to increased economic burden on the family. And this one is that will lead to social inequality also. Why social inequality? Poor people, to which hospital they'll go? Normally government hospital. And if the rich people are there, means they will go to private hospitals where they'll get proper healthcare facility with all amenities. But in government hospital, do we get all amenities? And even the there will be no proper healthcare facilities or services in government hospitals. So because of this, that will lead to further increasing of inequality between the people. And next one is, in the long term, they may also have chronic illness in the children, malnutrition, and even developmental delays. Because first 1,000 days are very important. Why? Because in this first 1,000 days after the birth, the growth of the children will be at a very faster pace, very faster, and the brain will be developed around 90% in this 1,000 days only. So if in that time, if children is getting any this kind of illness, what happen? It will be having impact on the development of the child. Okay, so that will be having the long term impact on the child. So here we have to be very careful, and we have to take care properly regarding the diet, regarding what kind of nutrition we are giving, regarding the training of the children. Very, very important at that time, guys. So that is the thing which mainly said here. Chronic illness will have the impact on the development of the children. And next one is, environment damage can happen because of this contamination of water. And now you guys tell me, with your knowledge, what can be done? What kind of measures you will suggest? What kind of measures you will suggest? What can be done? Because this is happening repeatedly in our country. Which kind of measures will you suggest? Think and tell me, guys. Online students, tell me in the comment box. Don't forget. What measures will take? Okay. Proper inspection, checking of pipelines. Next, we have to ensure water quality. Before releasing of water for the people, we have to check the quality of water. Yes. Next. Yes, we have to ensure purification technology properly implemented. Okay, accepted. Next. The place where we are storing water, we have to ensure proper storage of water in the storage tanks. Next. First one is, we have to upgrade our infrastructure. If there is any leakage, we have to repair it, or we have to replace the pipes. And we have to ensure modern treatment plants of drinking water, and as well as municipal water or like sewage water. We have to ensure the modernization of plants. And next one here is, we have to ensure pressurized supply. That means before supplying of the water, we have to ensure proper treatment of quality, proper checking of quality of water. And next one is, we have to ensure wastewater management properly. And next one is, we have to link water supply, sanitation, and proper using of land planning together in a holistic manner. And next one here is, we have to go for regular monitoring, and we have to ensure proper technology like RO, UV technology. Even in our homes also, we are using this kind of small filters, no? So like that, at the large level, at the large scale, we have to use this kind of RO technology and UV technology. So this UV rays, if you are passing this UV rays, what happens? This microorganisms will be killed. And RO, you know, reverse osmosis, which will be removing like hard metals, metallic, like that. So here we have to use that technology. And next one is, we have to protect watershed areas. We have to focus on water harvesting mechanism, like that. And next one is, obviously we have to increase awareness. We have to go for education campaigns, like what are the do's and don'ts, what are the signs and symptoms of the disease. So how can we check the quality of water? Everything we have to give the sachets. Nowadays, have you seen, if you are ordering the milk in the Country Delight, for the first order, they will be giving the testing kit also, like presence of urea, like that. Did you did that? No idea. Country Delight app. They will, only on the first order they will give like kit to test the quality of the milk what they are providing. So in the same way, if we are also providing this kind of ready-made kits to test the water quality to the people, obviously they will do that if they are getting any doubt, so that they can take some steps to prevent this kind of incidents. Okay, we have to provide that kind of ready-made available kits also to the people. See this article guys, what it is. Russia delivers 4th squadron of S-400 air defense system. So whatever the image that you are seeing here is, what is this? S-400 missile system. Okay, where we used this S-400 missile system recently? Yes, in Operation Sindoor, we protected our country because of this S-400 missile system. And this is not Indian technology. We are buying from which country? Yes, we are buying from Russia. It is very costly. And we ordered around how many? 5. We ordered 5 S-400 missile systems from Russia. And you know what is happening in this Russia? Ukraine war is going on, Russia-Ukraine war. So because of this, there is delayed supply of this S-400 missile system from Russia. So this is 4th missile system we got from this Russia. Because of this, it is in news. If UPSC wants to ask a question, how can it ask a question from this? Consider the following statements regarding S-400 Triumph missile system, and they may give you 2 to 3 statements. In 2026 prelims, what was the question? Consider the following statements regarding Mission Sudarshan Chakra. Like that, next year they may ask you about consider the following statements regarding S-400 Triumph missile system. And what is the another question which asked in UPSC 2026 prelims? Consider the following. They gave 3 and they asked which of the above are indigenously produced. Yes. And now, what kind of question UPSC can give? In the same way, consider the following. They may give 2 to 3 equipments, and they may ask you which of the above are produced from which of them are procured from Russia, which of the above are procured from France, Israel. Like that, they may give you the question. That is the second possibility. Yes. And third possibility is they may give you pair-based question. On one side, they'll give you equipment, and on another side, they can give you country. Yes. For example, Akash missile, Agni missile, and we have Barak missile. Barak missile, it is from Israel. Barak missile, Israel. And BrahMos, Russia. S-400, Russia. So like that, they may give you a pair-based question. If you have did your science and technology, then you will be getting this idea like which missile from which country, what are the technologies, what are the features of that. You have to see that. Okay, so in these 3 ways, you may get a question. First one is directly consider the following statements regarding S-400 Triumph missile system. Second one is they may give you equipments and they may ask you which of the above are procured from Russia or France, like that. And next one is this pair-based question. So these are the 3 types of questions you can expect. And this year from Science and Technology, 19 questions came guys. Very high weightage they gave. But don't think that next year also it will be 19. It may be 9 or it may be 10 or 11. It is based on UPSC mindset. Okay, but whenever you are preparing for UPSC, you have to allocate time for each and every subject equally. Don't underestimate any subject guys. This time many people they ignored history and SNT. From history 20 questions, from SNT 19 questions. 39 questions from only these 2 subjects out of 100 cases. You can understand. And everyone focused on economy and polity. From polity, even if you are searching, the questions are not there. Around 5 to 6 questions only from polity. That too not directly conceptual based also. That's what I'm telling. We cannot predict UPSC for sure. So you have to allocate religiously equal amount of time for each subject. Don't think that why the question will come here. I also ignored one question guys. That's what I'm telling. So there is one question on BAFTA. UPSC while this UPSC will give question on that film. I ignored that in your test series. But the question came. After I saw that question in the question paper, I felt a lot like why didn't I give the question like that? I felt in that way. So I also did the mistake like ignoring some questions, ignoring some topics. Please don't do that. Everything is important. I also ignored Nobel Prize. From 10 years onwards, UPSC is not giving any question on Nobel Prize. Okay, let us leave this. On these two topics, there were questions. On Nobel Prize, 2 questions were there. Nobel Prize, 2 questions, and one is BAFTA. So like that, I am also regretting a lot after I saw that paper. So because of this, I am telling, don't underestimate any subject. Give religiously equal amount of time and equal amount of what do you say, concentration on every subject case. Don't leave anything. Okay, now let us see the facts. S-400 defense system is a surface to air missile system. In yesterday's class, we discussed about Rudra M2 missile. It is air to surface. What is that? In that image, what we saw, Sukhoi fighter jet will be fitted with this and it will be dropping from air to surface. So if there is one terrorist camp here or if there is one terrorist radar system here, if we want to attack that, so we will use these aircrafts and we will be dropping these missiles from air onto ground or surface. This is called as air to surface missile. And now if you see this image, it is like lorry, somewhat, not exactly but somewhat. So here we will be using this missile system and from this we will be launching these missiles and we will be targeting whatever the enemy related drones or enemy related missiles which are there in air. So because of this, the system is called as surface to air missile system. Are you understanding here? So this S-400 drive missile system is surface to air missile system guys. UPSC will change this. In the statements, they will give air to surface or they will give you air to air, surface to surface. Like that they can change this. You have to remember this. S-400 drive missile system is nothing but surface to air missile system. And who developed this? Very important, Russia. Apart from this S-400 missile system, what all we got from Russia? We have BrahMos missile. Next. Related to nuclear power plants, who is helping India? Obviously, Russia is helping related to nuclear power plant. Next. Tanks, submarines, any idea? Akul class submarine, which is in paper in 2026. It is also from Russia. It is not from India. That is the thing which asked in 2026 paper only. So like that, try to make the list of equipments that we got from Russia. In that you have to see missiles, you have to see submarines, you have to see torpedoes, you have to see tanks, everything see and please make a note of what all equipments we got from Russia. Okay. And next one here is what it can target in air. It can target aircrafts of enemy countries, drones, cruise missiles and even ballistic missiles of enemy countries. If enemy country like Pakistan, if it is launching any missiles against India, we can identify them and we can strike them by using this S-400 drive missile system. And the range here is 400. Because of this, the number is 400. In that way, you can remember the range of this S-400 is 400 kilometers. And it can reach altitude, height up to 30 kilometers. Okay, if you see about why this missile system is important for India, especially to enhance our air defense capabilities, because we are having two enemy countries across our border, which are those Pakistan, China, and they are having like good technology also. Even China is having more technology compared to that of India, and China is helping this Pakistan. So these two countries are having advanced technology. So if we want to fight against those countries, obviously we need to have a good equipment. So we are purchasing this defense system from Russia. And next one here is to counter the growing presence and influence of China in Indian Ocean region. Even in Indian Ocean region, there is increased presence of China. To counter that also, we need to have this kind of defense system. Yeah, that's it guys. And we also want to maintain good defense partners like with Russia and as well as France like that. So for that reason also we are buying good equipment from other countries. And see this article guys, what it is saying about base and framework. This article is talking about industrial sector. If you see different sectors in our country, how many sectors we have? Primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary and quinary. We will not bother about these two, but we will bother about these three. Primary sector is called as agriculture sector. Secondary sector is industrial sector. Tertiary sector is service sector. In yesterday's class, what we discussed? We discussed about index of industrial production, which talks about the performance of our industries in our country. And what we discussed? The performance of industries had been slowed down. Okay, what is the major reason? Because of new GDP series or new base year. Because of new base year, there is change. Okay, that is the thing we discussed in yesterday's class. See here, this article is saying that industrial fundamentals have remained resilient but are not broad based. So this article is saying that industries are performing at the same level only. But why there is a slowdown is because of changing of base year. This base effect we can see. But on ground, there is no change of numbers of performance of industries. That is the thing which mainly said here. In yesterday's class, I said you may get a question on one effect. What is that effect? Base effect. This time you got a question on crowding out effect. So here, next year you may get question on base effect. Okay. So this is that article, nothing new which is there here, and no need of remembering these numbers. Only remember this base year 2022 to 2023. Earlier it was 2011 to 2012. Okay, 2011 to 2012, but now it is 2022 to 2023. You have to remember only that number, remaining no need. And whenever you are writing your mains, after clearing prelims, just it will take 1 day or 2 days to collect the data, okay, on economy. Spend that time and try to make note of updated data regarding everything, guys. If you are going on keeping now means it will be not useful also, you will not even remember, even you will not memorize, and even it will be difficult to remember everything, guys. So do that thing, okay. Yeah, now let us see the prelims questions. Answer this question, guys. First one, can you see? Consider the following statements regarding S-400 air defense system. See the statements. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 statements. First one, it is a surface to air missile system developed by Russia. Second one, it can engage aircraft, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles and drones. Next one, the system is capable of tracking multiple targets simultaneously. Next, India purchased S-400 system from France. Did you purchase from France or Russia? One is Russia, one is France, means only one statement will be right. No. We can eliminate this, and you came up with these two options. What will be the option? What will you choose? Obviously, the option which is having more number of statements only will choose. So here you can see the system is capable of tracking multiple targets. Actually, during this Operation Sindoor, what happened was Russia used this drone swarms. And that means at a time it released many drones. Sorry, Pakistan. Pakistan released more drones against India at that time, and Pakistan got these drones from which country? Turkey. Okay. So at that time, we used this S-400 missile system, and we targeted multiple drones single time, and we struck down all these missiles, all these drones. Because of that, there was no danger that happened to India at that time. So if you know that and if you apply that, the statement is right, because at that time this S-400 missile only helped us. Okay, see this next question, guys. Consider the following statements regarding forced labor. First one, forced labor refers to work extracted under threat, coercion or intimidation. Bonded labor is a form of forced labor. Forced labor is prohibited under Indian Constitution. Yes, all? Answer is 1, 2, 3. Very good. Next. Say this. Consider the following statements regarding contaminated water. First one, biological contamination may occur due to bacteria, virus and parasites. It is mild, may. Heavy metals such as arsenic and lead can contaminate, can. Next, contaminated water can lead to diseases such as cholera and typhoid. So the second tip we studied in our classes, mild statements will be always right, may, can. Here we can see may, can, always there is a high chance of getting correct. So answer is D, 1, 2, 3. In that way, use techniques and you have to solve this type of prelims questions, guys. Okay, that's all, guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this class, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And one more thing is, we in our academy, we are going to launch a new batch for GS Prelims Cum Mains Foundation on 8th of this June, guys. If you want to attend the demo class, you can attend both on online and offline. For offline demo class, you can visit our academy and the timings of the class will be 2:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And if you want to attend online demo class, you can download Rathod's IS app and the same, you will be getting the live at 2:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. guys. And if you want to join, surely please do join before itself because you have to complete the basic classes. And if you have any queries, doubts or questions related to this course, please do contact us on this number 8074765513 guys. And even you can text on this number in WhatsApp. And if you want to visit our academy and if you want to talk to me, you can come. And our academy is located in Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad, exactly above Vikas Book Center, 2nd and 3rd floor guys. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching.